Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all really well. I apologise if there's any noises in the background of this video. I've got some neighbours gardening with a hedge trimmer, I've got other neighbours having work done, I've got the dog barking at all the noises. So I am really sorry if you hear noises throughout the video. I wanted to come on today and share with you lots of different project shares. I've basically just holed myself away in my little craft room for the last few days and just crafted until my heart was content. And in all honesty, I didn't film it because it's been so long since I've crafted that I wasn't sure kind of what I wanted to do, and sort of things evolved. So I never sort of set out with a main plan, but then created loads of stuff as a result. So all of the stuff is for my D&D characters, but all of the stuff is crafty rather than D&D related. So you see what I mean? There's embellishment boxes, there's charms, there's sort of decals, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start off by sharing what I did first. So I have got a character I've just played and then a character I'm about to play. And then I had some dice for those characters, so I decided to make some embellishment boxes. Let me just take it out of this pouch a second. So then I decided to create an embellishment box for my newest character, Belle, and this is what I created. So this is a small one from Hobbycraft. I probably should have taken this label off. It was £2. Take the sticker off while I remember. And it's got 8 compartments, and these are the dice that I chose. So these white ones and these teal ones. Now the teal ones actually had gold numbers, but I've re-inked them using white acrylic paint. And what I did is I just literally used a paintbrush, coloured over the number, and then wiped it off with my finger, let it dry, and then went in with just literally a cleaning wipe just to kind of clean up any excess bits of paint. I ended up doing that twice because the first time I used some just generic white acrylic paint that I'd got probably from the works or somewhere like that, and you could still see the gold. So then I went back in with my Artist Loft paints and used the white from that. So these ones here, I've got the little set of them. That was much better in terms of the coverage. However, this was a much thicker paint, so it just smeared and it took a lot of cleaning afterwards. But so I re-inked the dice, and then I created this little embellishment box. So this is Miri Matte Hunky Dory card. This is watercolour paper that I inked myself. So I took again, it's Artist Lofts, the watercolour set, chose a green that I liked, sort of wet the paper, smeared the paint all over, and then used kitchen roll to dab at it just to give a kind of more mottled effect. Then these gems are from AliExpress. The butterfly is from the range. The trim is from AliExpress, and then the glittery letters are from the works. So I created this. The character is Belle. She's a fairy. She has wings like a butterfly, hence the butterfly. And then on the inside, I used a bit more of the watercolour paper just to kind of cover the inside, because otherwise you would have just seen the white of the card. And then I found this in one of my Hunky Dory sets, trimmed it down to fit, but you could just see a tiny bit of another fairy. So I just punched out 3 stars from the same card just to try and cover it. They look a little bit odd there, but it was just to cover the little black mark of the next fairy down. So I just thought that was really cool, and this is the character that I'm going to be playing tonight. So hopefully it goes quite well. 14/16, not too bad. So yeah, that's my embellishment box for her. And then because it had this little loop on the end, I thought I'm going to make a charm for it. So that is what I did. So I made this charm here. So most things that you see here are all from AliExpress. The clasps are, the little bells are probably from the range. Most of the beads are from Beads Direct or eBay. The gummy bears from AliExpress. The wand thing at the bottom is AliExpress. And then these little mint green beads are actually from BB Craft. So yeah, I made this little charm, and as I say, it's got a mixture of, got AB hearts, got white pearls, clear biocones, light blue pearls, little silver hearts, silver jingle bells. Yeah, so all different beads, but in the colour scheme that I felt I wanted for this character. And then that literally just clips on there. And then I still had some other beads that I'd used the Beadalon tool on. So then I created another charm, and then I added a little butterfly to this one. So this one I made a little bit different, and I've made charms like this before where I used 4 different lengths of chain, and so then they kind of dangle differently. So it's got this butterfly, oh, I'm off camera, this butterfly bead here. The lighting's not very good today. I've got this sort of capped bead, another little gummy bear, and another little magic... Why am I not on camera? A gummy bear and another little magic wand. I think I imagine the camera is much further away from me than it is. So yeah, and then I didn't know what to attach it to, so then I found one of my kawaii pens in the same kind of green and attached it to the top there. Just took off the charm that was already on it, and checked that this pen works, so I can use this pen in the campaign tonight. And then I thought, I'm not done. I don't want these just loose in my bag. So then I decided to make a little wallet, and I buy these pencil case wallet things for school. I've got them in pencil case size A5 and A4 and A3 actually, and I put resources in them, and I just find that they last a really long time with the mesh, and the plastic doesn't look as tacky after a while as sort of some of the other ones that I get. So I have this vinyl that I bought for the key rings that I made for my class as end of year gifts. So I cut out her name Belle in one of the vinyls from that 40 pack. Then I used a punch to punch that same vinyl for 2 little butterflies. Then I still wasn't done. So then I added a mint green tassel. I took off the I don't think I've got it next to me. It came with like a woven thread and like a little black thing on the end. And I thought this looked a bit nicer and it fitted with the colour scheme. Then I remembered my TA had just bought me a really cool set of pens. And this pen was exactly the right colour, but actually writes a little bit darker. I don't think it will write on this little scrap. No, it will not. What about this little scrap of painty paper? But it's more of like a writing blue rather than a really pale blue. So actually it's worth using. So now in my little pouch for this character are my 2 pens and my little dice box with the charm. And so all of her bits are together. Now I do need to get a little figure, and then her figure will go in here. And I've got this little box here that's currently got a D4 until I replace the set that this is in, like the container this set is in. But this little pot will be perfect for her little minifigure and can also fit in there. So I'm going to leave that dice in here for now. But yeah, so that is the first one that I made. Oh, caught the tassel. And then I've just currently played a tiefling character. Her colour scheme was kind of purple, so I made the same thing for her, but she had a larger dice box, and I've already shared the dice in this dice box with you in a previous video, which are these 3 sets of dice, and then in here there were 2 pens. Let me just take these bits and pieces out. There was this pen, and there's a gold pen that's actually in my car at the minute because I used it the other day. So I thought I need to decorate the box in purples. So I did this, and I'm not 100% sure on this, if I'm honest. So I used Mod Podge and Nuvo glitter to glitter the edge of it. It is a bit rougher than I would have liked. I ended up doing an extra coat of Mod Podge over the top just to try and seal it a little bit better. And I do like it, so I'm just trying to adjust the lighting because I don't feel like it's very bright today. I do like it, but oh, dog's barking now. I don't know, it was a bit thicker than I thought it was going to be. So when I adhered this card, so this is Hunky Dory Cloudy something or other Miri Matte card, I've actually used foam tape underneath this just to kind of raise it up slightly, otherwise it was just too sunken in, especially with how thick the glitter had become. But this foam tape is Redline silicone foam tape, so it's actually really, really thick. Then I just had gems along the bottom like I had on Belle's. And then, I don't know, I just felt like it was too much with the purple here and the purple here. So I ended up putting trim all the way around to kind of separate that. Put her name here in the same The Works sort of like sticker letters. I put a butterfly just because I like this butterfly, and I've been hoarding these for a really, really long time. But I like them, so I'm going to use them on stuff for me, is what I've decided. And then same with these little Paper Mania stars. I absolutely love these, so I thought I'm going to put them on something for me. And we've currently finished that campaign that I played this character, but I'm definitely going to play her again in the future because her backstory is really intricate and we didn't really get into it. So I'm definitely going to reuse her at some point. I then didn't do anything on the edges here. I thought the glitter was fine, but I covered this part here in the same purple paper, and then I just punched out one star larger than the others, and then these are all sequins that I individually glued on using Tombow Mono liquid glue. That star's actually moved all the way down, it should have been there. I might need to fill that little gap actually. And mostly I did that because the campaign that we've just played, there was a lot of talk about stars, and one of the other characters, Jonathan Q. Arbuckle, risked his life, actually died, to save her, came back to life, long story, but he always wanted to be sort of a star in the sky, so that's what I've done for him. And then I made another charm like I did for the other one, which is obviously now not going to come off when I want to show you. But this time I didn't use silver, I used a gunmetal, just so it's that little bit darker, because this character's a fighter. So I didn't want it to be like jewellery silver, I wanted it to be that bit darker. But similar sort of things, BB Craft beads, AliExpress charm. I've got little silver stars in this charm. I've got little purple bells, purple pearls, purple bicones, silver pearls, and all different bits and pieces. And I've done tutorials on how I make this specific type of charm many times before. So yeah, I made that to go on the box. And then because Belle had an extra one, I made Rue an extra one. And it's this one here. So it's got this purple gem, which I just thought was really, really pretty, this crystal. A BB Craft bead, a gummy bear, for no reason for Rue, other than the fact that I liked the purple. It's got nothing to do with the character really. And then another different purple AliExpress globe. And I didn't really know what to do with that, and it doesn't attach to this pen. I didn't want to get a kawaii pen because it won't fit in my box. So I've basically just put it in there loose for now. And then the other thing that I also did is I'd bought a minifigure for this character, and I had never painted it. So I actually got round to painting her. So this is what the character looks like. Oops. And I didn't buy model paints. I literally did all of this with the acrylic paints that I had. And then I just had to mix them because I had no purple paints. I just had to mix red and blue until I got the shades of purple that I wanted. So she's got lavender skin, a darker purple hair, an even darker horn. She's got her hands, you can see, but then sort of like her belt and her knee straps and things are also purple. I mixed silver and black to get this kind of gunmetal fighter style armour, and then did her boots a really, really dark purple. It kind of comes out more black on the screen, I presume, but they are like really dark purple with silver accents. And then she's got two scimitars behind her. She's got long purple hair, and then this is kind of her terrain that she stands on. She stands like that, but I can't find my super glue and hot glue was not working. So one of my friends are going to lend me some glue tonight so that I can finally stick her together. And then if we play a campaign again, then I can use this character. So I just need to get the gold pen and put her back. And then because again I didn't want the box getting damaged, I made a pouch. I had to use a slightly larger one, and I took one of the pens from the set from my friend Sue, which obviously I took a purple one. I cut out Rue, and then I punched. These are two different size of punches from the same vinyl. It was just easier to punch them than to use the Cricut. And then I, last but not least, added a purple tassel to the top of this just to jazz it up as well. So that's her pouch. Then I decided to alter this mat. So this is the mat I'm going to be playing with tonight for Belle. This has been cut out on my Cricut, but cut out of card, and I've stuck it on with Tombow Mono liquid glue. And then on the inside I punched butterflies because, as I said, her wings look like a butterflies. It said insect-like wings in the manual, and so I like butterflies. I've got butterfly wallpaper in my craft room, so I was probably inspired by that. And then I just used some of that AliExpress trim, but just trimmed it down into 3 gems at a time just to give the bodies like a little bit of dimension and a bit of bling. So then to use the mat, you literally just pull up all of the poppers, and then it creates a dice tray, and then you roll your dice in there. I didn't have like a light minty colour, and I looked online, you can't get a colour like that, so this was the most appropriate for Belle. So that's all of her set done. I did order, and I think they're behind me actually. Yeah, they are. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to talk to you from afar. I bought some little pixie minifigures, and they were meant to come on Tuesday so that I had enough time to paint them. They didn't arrive till yesterday, and then actually the box is completely squished. It snapped one of the figures, and they're a lot smaller than I imagined. So I'm not really sure whether I'm going to use these or send them back, because as I say, A, they're broken, and B, they're much smaller than I anticipated. I suppose my friends could make use of them at some point in another campaign, but I might get a different figure for her. I'm not 100% sure. I need to kind of ask my friends their opinion, so we'll see what I do with that. But at some point there will be a minifigure that I'll paint for her. And then for those of you that have watched any of my other sort of dice related videos, you know that I have another character called Squiggly, who is a sorceress or sorcerer, and I decided just to alter a couple of things of hers just so that it matches with the others. Now, I didn't do her a pouch because I already used this bag. So this is a 2-part bag. It's a Cath Kidston lunch bag, toiletry bag style thing that Matt's mum bought me a couple of Christmases ago. And it's got like a main bag with a really long strap, and then this is like an insert that goes inside. So I think it's for like a night away. You put your toiletries in here and then put some other bits in the other bag. But I've actually been using that bag for D&D for well over a year now. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to keep using this because this is where all Squiggly stuff stays. And then in the main bag is where I put sort of any snacks, my pencil case, my notebook, that kind of thing. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to keep this. So I did cut her name out of vinyl and then punched some hearts, but they're not sticking very well because obviously this is fabric, so I probably should do this in iron-on. However, I don't want this forever because if I ever played another long campaign, I might use this. I'm not 100% sure. So for now, this is stuck on, but I can't imagine it's going to last. I made her a charm. Now, I did Squiggly in gold, mostly because I'd run out of silver because I'd already used it on Rue. And I thought emerald and gold look really nicely together. Plus, I wanted to use this heart charm, which as you can see is gold. However, I had always imagined Squiggly to be silver and emerald. So I'm not sure whether I'll use this for something else at some point and replace and then do Squiggly in silver. I'm not sure. But one of the reasons that I did it in gold was because these dice have gold numbers. And her glass dice also have gold numbers. So that's why I've done gold. And this is a box that I've shared with you before. I'm not sure if I've put up the video of me making this yet, which I will do at some point if I haven't already. But this says her full name on the front and then it says Squiggly on the inside. So as I say, I thought with the brown and with the gold accents in the box, maybe it should be gold. So that's why I've gone for that colour there. Inside this bag, I've put this green pen. I also have this potion of mind reading, which has a set of dice in it. This was a gift. I screwed in a little eye pin and then created a little charm for that. This is a bead from Hobbycraft. This is a Shambhala bead from eBay. And then this is from like a haberdashery down in Whitstable. So I just sort of created that charm to hang on the bottle. And then the glass dice will normally live in there, but I need to get a different container because they're getting damaged in this one. And then, as I say, this is her dice that I use every week that we play the main campaign, but I screwed in a little eye pin there to hang this separate charm. And the other reason I decided to go for gold is because she's got this item that's like a crystal that floats above her head that she can store spells in, and in the campaign it was said it was going to be purple, but because she is so into the emerald, my DM agreed that I could have it as an emerald stone instead. So I imagine that that's what's floating sort of in front of her and allowing her to cast more spells. So yeah, that's kind of what I've done with that. I do feel like I want her to have another pouch like everybody else, but for the time being I'm going to keep using this blue one because I've been using that one for such a long time. And then I've made one other embellishment box. And this one's a bit of a joke. It's for my friend Aaron. He has recently had his first child, and there's a joke in our group to do with a vine about watermelons. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm not going to bore you explaining it. But it's a saying amongst us. So I have made him a watermelon embellishment box. So I've painted the edges with green acrylic paint. This is one from Home Bargains. Home Bargains do acrylic paint. And this is the sap green from there. This is Hunky Dory card. I used my Cricut to cut out watermelon in black vinyl, and then I used my Nuvo drops in glossy black to create sort of all the pips of the watermelon, because I had bought him watermelon dice and I haven't given them to him yet. So I wanted to put them into something just a little bit fun to present them. If he doesn't want to keep the box, I'll keep it and he can just have the dice, but I just thought it was really fun. And then I put some of the same card face down and used 4 glue dots to adhere it, and then the 2 pieces of card are double-sided taped together. But because you could see the 4 glue dots, I looked through my stash because I thought he's not going to want bling there. I haven't got any watermelon stickers, but I found these strawberries, and because it went with the colour scheme, Matt was like, go for it. So he's got 4 strawberries randomly on the inside of the box, just covering up the glue dots. So yeah, so those are his watermelon dice, and when I next see him, then I will give him this little box. And this didn't take me very long to make, and in terms of resources, the box itself is about 35p. And with the resources I've used, you're looking less than 50p. I'd spend more than that on a gift bag, so, or in a little pouch. So actually, I'm quite happy with that. Oh, and I forgot, I've got one other set of dice here for Squiggly. Better not lose those. These are my metal dice. Put them in her bag there. So yeah, so those are all my crafts. I need to sort of arrange them really nicely on this table to take a photo. And I have got one other thing to show you, actually. And I forgot. I have been crafting little potion ingredients because Belle is an artificer, but she is going to be using sort of natural resources in order to cast her spells. So in this little container, I've started getting together some resources that I imagine that she casts her spells with. So one spell that she can use, or a feat, because she's a fairy or an artificer, I can't remember which one, but one of her feats is that she can do magical tinkering. So she can take inanimate objects and create effects with them. And I thought that she could have a little pouch of pebbles and shells that she's collected on her travels, and she uses those, so then she can create light with them, she can create sounds with them, she can use messages, send messages using them. So this is a little tub from the works. It came in a 3-pack, and I filled it with seed beads that I imagine to be the colours of pebbles and shells. And so that's her little magical tinkering set. She's also a fairy, so it would make sense to take the spell Fairy Fire. And I imagine that she uses petals of flowers to do so. So this little flower pot is also from the works. They come in these little 3-packs. And the confetti itself is also from the works. And I thought this looked like little sort of chopped off flower petals, so I went with that. And then I've made a little pencil and a paintbrush from matchsticks. So these are kitchen matches, and then I've used wood stain to stain this one, brown acrylic paint for the end to cover up the striky bit, and then a little bit silver to make a paintbrush, because that's how she's going to cast some of her spells, using her spell focus of her paintbrush. And then I cut off the end of a matchstick, used a scalpel, like a utility blade, to just trim it down into a point, and then used an actual lead pencil to colour the end and to do a little dot on the other end, so it looks like a little lead pencil. And I thought that was really fun. And then I've taken a load of these little vials that I've had for a really long time, pieces of white card that I've ripped and then burnt with a lighter, and then written like potion ingredients on. So poison ivy, I imagine her to use for poison sprays. Then we've got Belle's Brew, which is a rename of one of the spells, Tasha's Caustic Brew. Then if she casts Firebolt, for example, then Flame Lily Petals. And I thought these looked like petal shape, so I thought they were really fun. Nightshade, because that's always a good poisonous thing. Basilisk Bile, for when she uses Acid Splash. Frost Lichen, if she ever uses is it Frostbite she's got? Yeah, Frostbite, and different things. So if you've got any ideas of other sort of ingredients she could have in her little kit in order to cast her spells, then do let me know. Even if you're not a D&D person, just what would you put in a potion is my question. So yeah, so those are also for my character for tonight. So I'm going to pack, as I say, I'm going to lay this all out so I can take a really cool picture, and then I'm going to pack it all away because I'm actually playing this evening, so I want to take it all with me. I hope you've enjoyed having a little look. I apologise if I've knocked you at some point. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed looking. It's been ages since I've crafted, and so I feel really nervous sharing this with you. I don't even know if anyone's still going to be listening to my little ramble at the end, because I know most people turn off in like the first 30 seconds. But yeah, I've really enjoyed crafting. I wish I'd filmed some of it, but it's just been such a long time since I've crafted. I just wanted to have the freedom to do it without the pressure of the filming. But if I do anything else, then I will be sure to film it. Let me know if there's anything specific you would like to see, if you would like to see me creating one of these little dice boxes, because I can always use characters in my campaign for like my friends as inspiration, etc. Or if you've got something you would like me to make, then please comment and let me know. And let me know what I should do about this pouch. I know it sounds silly, but I just feel like, because the other two have got pouches like this, should Squiggly also have a pouch like that rather than this blue one? Let me know. I know that's a weird question to ask you, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So let me know what you think. And I hope you enjoyed looking at these. Give me a thumbs up if you did. I really enjoyed making them either way. And I can't wait to use them tonight. Lots of love, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!